Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense. That's right, I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is part 2 of the Star Trek versus Star Wars versus the Orville versus Galaxy Quest sci-fi super series.
Yeah.
What type of government system do you think is in place in each of these shows? Or realities?
In place of each of these shows. So obviously Star Wars is a republic. Well, was. Then it became a empire.
Well, they became like
dictatorship.
Rome. Caesar took over, took power.
Yeah. Then, never gave up the power. Then Star Trek is more of a socialist utopia.
So is
Galaxy Quest is regular.
That's hard
USA.
to tell. There really wasn't.
They didn't really get into the government aspect. But then Orville is, again, I think, a socialist.
Orville isn't just socialist. They're straight up set up on a credit system, like a social credit system. I mean, I'm not saying like because they had that person that I guess from I forgot, but it was like they accidentally visited a planet, or they found out about a undeveloped planet, and this one girl found out about them, so she called for help, got off planet, and what's her face is explaining like, so there's no money. What do you do? It's like, well, you
the likes and dislikes.
Yeah, well, and you have to. She says, well, you can study or do this or that. It's like, but you could just do nothing. I'm like, yeah, but you're looked down on by society, which I'm totally fine looking down on lazy pieces of shit that don't want to contribute to society and want to live off it, but not contribute 100%. But I'm like, because they're like, the more you do and the higher social credit score you have, the more money you make. That's how that system in the Orville works. Which I'm assuming it's kind of similar in Star Trek, where because there is no money, like they probably have some type of currency, because
I would guess it's a mix between like socialism and communism.
Yeah, because it seems like if you're in the Federation, like there has to be some type of money, because you can't tell me that every planet, well, there is money because of the fuck are they called? The dude with the giant ears. Man.
Oh yeah, because it was credits, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, there's credits and stuff. So like, I think if you're like, it's almost like being on a cruise ship with like unlimited drink package and stuff like that, to where if you're on the ship, everything's free.
Yeah,
but
it might be.
You had to develop some typing. Yeah,
I think it's world to
world.
Because I think
Ferengi.
I remember. Yeah, I think for sure. Like in Star Trek, I know they mentioned they're a moneyless system,
and they hate the Ferengi because they're hardcore capitalists.
Yeah. So, but I know for a fact that they're a moneyless system. But I think there's planets in the Federation that do still have money, like the Ferengi. Are they in the Federation or are they outside?
No, they're not in the Federation. They might have been like later on, but no, they're just like, we know you're there. We're not at war with you.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly how they pick. I know you go to the Starfleet Academy, probably have some aptitude test. Go from there.
Well, and it seems like that's why it seems like you can do whatever you want, as far as like if you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to study. Like the whole thing with Star Trek is we got away from the monetary system, and you can you can study or whatever, which I mean, if that happened right now, there'd be a bunch of pieces of shit that just lived on the metaverse. They wouldn't do shit. And when they'd look down upon it, they'd be poor and dirty people that smelled like syrup.
I mean, I do like I guess you could get a bucket of syrup. I mean, you could just have it made.
Yeah, just like, that's a funny thing about, like, you can go to other planet and like, oh, we need this currency. Just go over to the old synthesizer or whatever, replicator, and like, replicate me a shit ton of money.
Yeah, why couldn't you?
I'm going to go down and bet it all on black. All right, I'll be back. Okay, got that one wrong. I'm going to go back to the ship. I'll be back.
So I know Star Wars. I know they had credits or something in that movie or in that shows.
I think it is credits. If you look at a lot of,
they're always credits.
Yeah, it's always credits. It's like,
And
oh,
it's
and
just,
then, okay, so what's
well,
the
I mean, they
credit
can't
based
say
on?
dollars. That'd be weird. Like, why'd you
Well,
steal
I'm
our money?
assuming like in Star Wars, it's the Republic's credits, and I guess like everybody might take Federation credits. I mean, I don't know, even though it's a moneyless system. I think Orville's moneyless. Orville is flat out a moneyless system.
Yeah, it is moneyless. They said that for sure.
Not enough in a Galaxy Quest, no, one way or the other.
Well, I mean, they were just America at the time, so like 2003 or 8 or whatever the movie was made.
Yeah,
Then I don't know what they did. I think they had replicators too, though.
yeah, they did. That's why. What's his face, who tragically died, Hans from Die
Alan
Hard.
Rickman.
Yeah, he had to eat all the weird bugs and worms.
Yeah, because it was his homeworld's. Like,
Yep, Tim Allen gets his steak and potatoes. He's got to eat worms and beetles, and he just hates Tim Allen in that movie. It's
I like how the movie progressed. His hair would come out of the wig or the
and nobody
prosthetic.
notices.
No one said anything about it. Like his hair was just gradually coming out.
No, no. When I
Funny.
get really agitated, hair grows out of my gills.
Yeah, it was so funny. God damn, that movie was great.
Yeah, and Sigourney Weaver's character just repeated the computer.
Yeah, that's all she did. Yeah.
It's like, I have one job. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. Well, okay. So this question pertains pretty much strictly to Star Trek and Orville. Do you think the idea of the Prime Directive, which is don't interfere with sub technological civilizations, which is both found in Star Trek and the Orville, is a good or bad idea?
I think it's a bad idea. I think you should, if you had the power to, not to like give them weapons and shit, obviously, but like if you can give them like synthesizers or whatever to help for, or whatever they are, synthesizer replicators or whatever they call them, to help feed the hungry and shit like that. I think that'd be cool. I think certain aspects, yes. I don't think, like, obviously you shouldn't give probably the Chinese photon torpedoes or
Why the Chinese, Kevin?
because they're horrible people. Like the people are probably nice.
Are you
But they're
xenophobic? Is that the term they're
Yes,
throwing around?
yes, I am. China sucks. So if China had photon torpedoes and lasers, they would definitely kill people with them.
We already have lasers.
Well, I don't think as strong as lasers as they have in Star Trek. So if they had Star Trek lasers, I think they'd be really bad. But like replicators would be good. I think. I'd replicate a gun.
You can do that now.
Yeah, you can 3D print shit, I guess.
Apparently, it's illegal in most states, but yeah, you can 3D print a gun. Kind of
Yeah,
the
I
same
guess.
thing.
I mean, we kind of got it, except for it takes like 12 fucking weeks to print something. Like,
How do you
large.
think replicators work?
What they do is they you can just like they just have carbon, and basically it just like puts it together.
So, like, everything comes from carbon atoms?
Yes.
See, the way I say
Basically, they can rearrange
explain
atoms.
that in one of the episodes? Because,
They
yeah,
can
that's exactly what
yeah.
they're doing.
They can rearrange, like maybe there's just a goop in it. I don't know. Maybe it's got to refill goop, and they can just make that goop into like however the molecules line up and stuff, and that's what they make.
This is funny. I got to thinking about that. It's like, why is this so hard? Why do we have that? All you got to do is take the atomic structure of a $400 Wagyu brisket, and then you rearrange atoms, and boom, there you go. Raw, of course. I would want to cook it myself. But I was like, why haven't we figured that out yet? I was thinking maybe they have like lead or something super dense.
Maybe they do
atoms from.
But
then
who fills them?
But here's the thing, though. You'd have to keep it in some kind of field, though, because obviously, if you're replicating something, you're having to take from something and turn it into something else. So let's say they are using something super dense like lead or something like
What if
that.
they're just using oxygen?
What if you don't? But what if, like, the number of atoms it takes to make this kick-ass brisket leaves the source atoms with not enough to make up what it was. Then what happens? Hmm?
I don't know.
Eh?
That's why we haven't got one
That's
yet.
the niche. And I don't know if you can make like just a solid mass of pure atoms that you pull stuff from, because everything's made up of atoms. You rearrange atoms a certain thing and it becomes a thing. It doesn't seem that hard. We should already have it. I kind of agree with the Prime Directive, and here's why. Because you're like, hi, let's give them food synthesizers so people ain't get behind. You can't tell me that if a food synthesizer was given to humanity right now, that shit would not be free. It would cost thousands of dollars to buy. Some asshole's going to grab it, and it's to become a war over food replicators. And blah. I think it would be. I
I don't
don't
know.
think you can.
I'd pay a couple $1,000s for a food replicator to where I never had to cook or buy food
But
again.
then you'd still, I guarantee you'd have to pay like a monthly subscription to use it. Like it's like,
Yeah, probably.
I don't
Or
think introducing
or
advanced.
it starts off with like just oatmeal. You can only make oatmeal, but you have to pay for other types of meals.
It'd be like, have you seen the movie Passengers?
Yes.
And like, it's not a food replicator, but you notice how, uh,
Oh, the rich get the steaks
what
and
the hell's
stuff.
that dude's name? Man, Chris Pratt. He
Yeah,
goes up and he can get like
like oatmeal, wasn't it?
Captain Crunch
Yeah.
and black coffee, and then Jennifer Lawrence, she can get like whatever the hell she wants. So it'd be kind of like that. It's like, well, if you pay extra money, you get the nice stuff. Other than that, you get the little jiggly bars from Snowpiercer, which turns out are humans.
Yeah.
That was a
movie's
dark
fucked
movie.
up. That was a dark fucking movie.
Have you watching the show? You watch Snow?
I haven't watched the show yet.
I
Was it
watched
pretty good?
It's all right. It's not bad.
Nah, it's good in the movie.
Here's the thing, though. Like this show is like, and the movie. This is off the Star Trek, the sci-fi thing. But so the whole premise of the movie and the show is basically the globe. It's like way back in the day after Earth's formation, where there was at one point the entire Earth was nothing but a giant frozen snowball. But it's like that happened again. So all these rich ass people invested all this money to make this train so humanity could survive. Well, then all these people that didn't invest anything break into the train, and then instead of, I mean, technically, they could have just thrown everyone off the train, but they didn't. But they're like, oh, we live like shit, blah, blah. It's like,
But you're still living.
Yeah. You're like, you're still here and you
For
did
free.
nothing. You broke into the train and you want the same rights as the people that paid for it. It's like the same thing with like, well, it's a classic. You can make it about illegals or whatever, but it's like you contributed nothing, but you want to benefit from everything that what these people did. Well, they just had money. Well, their money is the reason why you're still alive.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna bitch about what you do or don't have, and it's like technically,
I mean, feeding them
there's-
people is kind of.
well, yeah, that was kind of fucked up. That's not that doesn't come out in the show, but it does come out in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, these are human Jello bars. That's disgusting. But I watch that show and it's like, you got all these people bitching. It's like you're alive because you broke onto this train that was completely funded by all these rich assholes that you can't stand. And now you're like siphoning off their resources. That wasn't planned for. So, yeah, that was a random tangent. But yeah, I just think if you introduce like advanced technology, even though I kind of think that was done here, I've already said that because we went from an analog to a digital society very quickly after Roswell. Not saying it was aliens, but just saying
There was aliens.
it was totally fucking aliens. But
they didn't give it to us. They crashed.
no, they crashed and we stole it.
Yeah. Like good pirates.
Well, and if you think about it,
Scavengers. I would say scavengers. Not pirates.
well,
We're not going
it
out. We're
wasn't
not
given
taking.
to us. Like we didn't.
I'm
steal
mad that
it
we
from
haven't
them.
figured out how to, use your space propel. Why can't we get a spacecraft?
It's magnetic fields. That's how they do it.
Is that what ruined their space? Was that why they crashed?
Apparently, our magnetic field is what jacks with theirs, but they use gravitational fields That's
Oh,
how you see
gravitational
these.
fields.
Yeah, I probably said the wrong thing. But that's how they move around and blah blah. Like if you could figure out, I can't remember the
It
dude's
couldn't.
name.
No, the magnetic field isn't why they crash. Jupiter has a ginormous magnetic field. The sun itself, magnetic field, extends past the
No, we have
solar
a super
system.
special one. It's different. It's different.
It's not though.
You say that, but you don't know.
I do know. I've been to everywhere.
No, nope, you don't know. I'm just saying, it's something special about ours. It's the aurora borealis.
Yes, it's our magnetic field blocking the solar rays.
Have you not seen Men in Black? We have the shield.
Oh shit! I forgot about the shield. Yeah.
So that's probably a real thing. That's how they crashed. See, that's all different though, because we discovered their ship supposedly, and we had to reverse engineering. So it's not like that technology was necessarily thrust upon us.
It's weird they didn't come back and try to take their shit back.
Maybe they were scared because their people didn't report back.
What happens if their people just got drunk and hit a planet?
That could happen. You never know. Probably gets boring in space.
Hey, fuck that would probably get boring. I mean, you have to think like all these shows, like it takes even had them going warp 8 or whatever, it's still got to take days or weeks to get anywhere, So
some people think with how they're trying to map the human brain and basically download your consciousness into a computer, that space travel might end up being beaming your consciousness on a laser to where you're going, and then your consciousness gets downloaded into animatronic like vessel.
Yeah, like a robot. Yeah, but hold on. Don't we have to have robots there?
Yeah, like you'd already like there are already people that are like old as shit and had to be frozen or whatever, and they're all like, eh. But like, yeah, someone would have to make the long trip. But
I mean, I guess you
saying,
can just send the ship and have it land.
they're saying that like if you've seen I can't remember his name. He's on Ancient Aliens all the time. Asian dude, long hair. He said he actually thinks that is probably a more likable possibility for like when it's all established. If you need to go to Mars, your consciousness is just going to get sent there via laser, and then you do what you ever need to do there in a robot.
That brings into the question, I mean, what's the soul? Is it your consciousness or is it something else?
Well, technically, they say if you use a transporter, you die every time you use it.
Yeah. So, I mean, can it transport your soul? I mean, are you just soulless once you die?
Well, it depends. If you consider your consciousness like I am who I am and I know who I am as your soul, then yes.
But, I mean, who knows if it is or not? I mean,
well, yeah, there are some people that have been in like say someone's been in a bad accident or something like that, and they survive, but like they're not the same people, and there's just nothing to them. There's some people think that those people's souls left, like the body survived, but the soul's gone. Kind of like Pet Cemetery.
Now I wonder what happened. Did the soul go to heaven and just the consciousness?
Yeah, like
survives?
they saved the body, so
yeah.
maybe consciousness isn't the soul.
Exactly.
Soul might be like what gives you your morality, even though that'll mean there's a lot of soulless assholes in this world.
Maybe not everybody has a soul.
That's true.
Maybe people are born without a soul.
That'd be kind of weird.
And that's where your serial killers come in.
Well, see, that's why I don't buy into the like. I'm kind of a religious dude, not unknowingly so, but like I don't buy into the God knows everything you're going to do before you do it for a couple reasons. One, that would mean free will does not exist. And two, if you were born and you became a total asshole serial killer, that means God specifically created you to burn in hell, which New Testament God's a pretty loving dude or girl, whatever. So I can't see him doing that.
No. I think free will is free will.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's tough, Kevin. It's tough.
No, we can go to
God. I think God's probably
maybe we should do a religion episode.
I think we should. Just an interesting talk about all this stuff. Of course, I don't know really much. I know Judaism is Old Testament, Christianity is Old and New Testament, and Muslim is out of the Quran, and Jesus is in all three. Not
Well,
necessarily light.
now Jesus isn't in the Jewish faith.
Yeah, he is. He's a martyr or a false prophet.
Oh yeah, then they killed him.
That's why he's a false prophet. You're going to be like, yeah, we killed the Son of God. No, he's mentioned in all faiths. That's why when people say, I don't believe in Jesus, I was always like, you don't believe in Jesus like as the person or that Jesus was the savior of God? Because there's a difference. Because like you could argue that Jesus is probably the most documented human being across multiple cultures, religions of anyone on the planet. So that'd be like saying I don't believe in Abraham Lincoln.
See, I'm not sure who Allah is. I don't know enough about the Muslim faith to.
No, I do know that one is a prophet. I think was that Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad was a prophet, right?
One's a god, one's a prophet
Yeah,
that rode the horse to heaven.
yeah. I don't know enough about the Muslim faith to.
If we're gonna do one on religion, we need to do some research.
Yeah, that I know
Not
Buddhism.
to bash
is,
one way or the other, but just to,
and I think Buddhism is
it's interesting.
It's reincarnation.
They do believe in reincarnation. It's more nature based, I think, like kind of like Gaia-ish.
Yeah, then there's Hinduism. There's a lot of religions. Hinduism has like 9,000 gods.
Yeah, when you pick which ones you want to believe in or worship.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Which all Shiva. Are kind of, that's kind of, well, no, that's in all of them, really. Other than Galaxy Quest, that was just one movie, so it doesn't get into it. But
I don't think there's any religion in it.
Star Trek and Star Wars all have religions.
Yeah, because I guess the Jedi's religion.
Yep, it is.
And so is the Sith, actually, you know.
Well, one is like, it's a good and evil thing.
Does Star Trek have
Star Trek
religion?
Has all kinds of religion.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like aliens.
Now, I think Star Trek themselves, like, I think they may have been kind of like,
I think they were atheists.
What's that movie, Paul? Is that what that movie is?
This is the one with the little alien?
Yeah, where, what's his face? The guy from Pineapple Express. He always has that same laugh.
Oh, Seth Rogen.
Yeah, he's in. I think he's the alien. He's like,
we
proved that there wasn't God. Blah blah blah. But like, I think in Star Trek, I think there is religion. I know there's religion in.
I know aliens have religion. I don't know if the actual crew does, like the human crew.
Some do, some don't. But
like, maybe. Yeah.
But religion isn't cast out. So, and I'd say in those three, they're definitely brought up and like, pretty important. So we got way off track there, but whatever. I don't give a shit. This is a fun episode.
This is a fun episode.
Of these four, which is the most technologically advanced?
Oh, easily Star Trek.
You think so?
By far. Even like with the spore drives, the transporters, the replicators, maybe not. I still want to have a lightsaber, but I don't think that's even a practical weapon in most cases.
The only way a lightsaber could work is now. I'm not a physicist. I'm just common sense. Basically, what a lightsaber is a beam of plasma, burning plasma, like what comes out of a freaking black hole. So the only way you could fire one of those bastards off and not instantly melt your face off is if there was some kind of protective field around it that once that field was broken, it would cut it. Otherwise, you'd be like, hey, let's just, ow, my face!
There might be a shield on it, but once it makes contact with something, that's when the shield.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like a weak shield.
Yeah, like once it comes into contact, it opened, like if you touch the shield, it automatically.
Yeah.
Like, like in, I think it's Orville, Star Trek, maybe Star Wars. Yeah, it has in Star Wars too, where they have like the force fields that the ships fly through.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's the only way that weapon could work.
And maybe they do. I don't know.
How many people died developing that weapon?
Probably a lot, but you got to have kyber crystals. So until we find kyber crystals, we just won't know.
God, you're a bigger dork than I am. I had no idea what the hell you just said.
Kyber crystals are what the Jedi get to you. Like they have to go through a whole trial to get a kyber crystal.
Where the hell did you even hear that? Is that in a cartoon?
Yes, it's in the cartoon. It's also in Rogue One.
I don't pay attention.
It was it's in Rogue One because they were. That's how the Death Star made that giant beam. Like they just had giant kyber crystals, and that's how the beam was made for the Death Star.
Oh, well, I've never
That's
heard of
because
that.
the planet they destroyed.
And I've seen like all the movies. I haven't watched any of the animated series, but I've never heard of that.
Yeah, the kyber, like the what they're mining. You know, when they went to that one planet and she found the dude with the wonky eye. You know, that kind of raised her. And he was like, but that on that planet, they were mining kyber crystals for the Death Star.
Yeah. Well, there is a guy on YouTube
lightsaber.
that made a working lightsaber. And it's a
I
beam of plasma. But it is it's very weak. Like it does cut steel and stuff, but it also was like, hey, I got a lightsaber and this giant ass generator behind me.
Yeah. I saw that one.
So it's not really the same.
No. But I think for the most part, like Star Trek by far. I mean, they went like, I mean, just transporters and I think the shields are better.
Like well, they have shields.
Yeah.
I don't think they had shields in the Galaxy Quest. I think they had shield plating, kind of like an Enterprise.
Yeah, maybe.
Where it was like actual like armor. I don't think it was actually shielding.
Well, I think you got to have some kind of shield, right, to go through space travel.
Technically, you would need some kind of energy field.
It's kind of deflector shields, like what they have, because there's micrometeor.
They have in Star Wars.
I think they do.
From my understanding, like there's no shields.
No, they've talked about deflector shields. I'm pretty sure in the sequel ones, the newest ones, I think the second one says they had shields in the back.
You know why?
When they're shooting.
People were making discussions like this. I'm like, hey, we need an upper game. Yeah, we have shields.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's something that's added later, but yeah. I mean, everything's added later, I guess. But I think
time travel too. Orville has that as well.
Yeah. The Galaxy Quest
and Galaxy Quest, technically.
Yeah, they had time travel. I can go 13
seconds, baby.
13 seconds in the past.
Enough time to correct a single mistake. I just watched that movie today for show reference.
What a great movie.
That is a great movie. It's just fun. I like Tim Allen. He's funny.
Yeah, I love the aliens. They're just so dry.
That ship was this big.
I don't think, does the Orville have shields? They do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, Orville's 100% a straight Star Trek knockoff. But they have little different things here and there.
Yeah, I think they have.
And I like the Orville. I'm not knocking the Orville. I like it because it's funny.
Yeah.
It's new.
I like the pilot guy.
Yeah, and I like Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, so do I.
I don't like his politics, but he's a funny dude. Very talented.
He is.
I mean,
I'm not going to lie.
Super talented.
I enjoy. I've been watching Family Guy.
Like I stopped watching Family Guy like 5 years ago. Probably longer than 8 years ago. I just like outgrew it.
I don't know. I still got some funny episodes. I've been watching like the old episodes.
I mean, I love that show, but I mean that dude's funny. He's just, I think his politics are bullshit, but other than that,
I do too. But
great talented guy. Like I'm not gonna. That's the difference between people on the left and people on the right. I can think that this guy's political views are completely shit, but if that dude makes me laugh, I'm gonna watch his shit.
Well, like
not watch him shit, but like stuff that he makes. That'll be weird.
Like the Snowpiercer movie, Chris Evans. You know, I enjoyed Captain America and Marvel movies and stuff. I knew he's a complete fucking libtard, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still watch stuff. Now, if it's like a total woke ass movie or something, I don't want to.
Well, I mean, then I'm just not going to like it because of the premise. I mean, you can have good movies without having put politics. And I think
people put politics way too far into their life nowadays.
Yeah, and by far, especially that's why. I mean, I enjoy these types of movies, and actually, like our podcast where we do these types of shows, because politics is too far, it's too much sometimes. It's just nice to escape from the real world with these shows and with these discussions. I mean, we've brought politics into this a little bit, but not overly. But
I would just assume not talk about it, but whatever. Yeah, I think you're right though. I think Star Trek in general probably has, because I don't think they have cloaking in Star Wars, do they?
no,
Now they do
not that I
have.
can.
See, that was stupid. It was a treaty that they signed with the Klingons, but like Orville has cloaking capability.
Yeah,
Star Trek
because
doesn't because they're stupid.
yeah, they flew into worlds and stuff and they cloaked, right?
Yeah,
Like
now
their
they
little
do later
ships.
on. Star Trek actually had a badass thing that they're like, oh, this is illegal. We got to turn it in, blah, blah, blah. They had not only a cloak, but they could phase their ships.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, yeah. Like, why
So
wouldn't
that
they
would
just
be,
keep that? Who cares what they sign with the Klingons?
well, it's the same thing with, I can't remember the character's name. It's funny, but McFarlane with the whole uh, time thing. It's like, nope, we're straight, we're Israel by the book. We don't want to piss off the Klingons. Like, well, if you have a ship that not only is cloaked but phases, who gives a shit what the Klingons have to say? Oh, we need them against our war with the Borg until you create a computer virus that kills them all. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Who do you think had the best enemy or villain?
Are you looking at the show notes?
No, did you already do that?
That is literally the next question.
Oh, weird.
Worst villain.
I did not. I didn't even see that. I guess I missed that
No, this is
question.
literally the next question I was going to ask you. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I'm going to say, even though I can't remember the alien's stupid ass name who was kicking the Borg's ass, I would say probably the Borg.
I was going to say the same thing.
And the reason I say that is because they like, it's not like, oh, they're going to kill me. They like suck your soul out and turn you into a cyborg.
Yeah, they turn you into a drone.
They know how to do, I forget what is it dimensional? Like they figured out wormholes or something. They figured out time travel. Because basically what they do is they go around and steal everybody's technology and assimilate it into our own.
Well, they had the little things, the micro machines or whatever they are.
Micro machines.
Now it's called now.
The Borgs don't talk that fast, Kevin.
Not my micro machine guy, but they have the things where they implant the whatever, the little micro
Nanites.
Nanites. Yeah, not micro machines.
Yeah, I would say now that one trans-dimensional alien species, they were kicking the Borg's ass, but no, I think out of all of them, I think the Borg's probably the worst because you got the Kalons and Orville, which they're a bunch of robots, and they did figure out a weapon to knock them out. You got their version of the Klingons, which basically Orville makes them look to be a bunch of crazy religious zealots. The white people that McFarlane got one knocked up, had himself a little baby.
I don't
Little
even know if that
goofy-headed
would work,
baby.
would it? I mean,
Huh?
you'd have to be pretty close genetically for you to impregnate an alien.
They actually bring that up in Star Trek, which is funny. They cover all kinds of weird shit that people think about. It's like, if you want to get with an alien, you have to go to the doctor. Well, let's say if, well, it's probably a good idea to make sure like whatever you do doesn't end up killing you. But like, let's say it's a interspecies, or is it interspecies? Is that what it is? Like if you wanted to marry an alien and have kids, you'd have to go to the doctor to see if you're genetically compatible to have children. Like they actually, like they cover all kinds of shit. Star Trek was actually the first show where a black woman kissed a white man.
Yep, and William Shatner and
Horrible. I don't know. I don't know the actress's name.
I used to know.
It's funny. Like I can't remember. Like I know Shatner was Captain Kirk, but like I have no idea what McFarlane's character's name is. Captain. That's his name.
Captain.
Huh. Mercer?
Mercer, yep. It is Mercer. Or is that the wife
sad.
or the ex? wife.
No, I think that's. I'll have to look it up. Live updates. Well, it's not live because it's pre-recorded. But
I read this book, right? Well, this series of books. It's called Red Rising, and it's like about the future and stuff, and how everything's in a class system, and everybody's like from gold to red. Is red is lowest, and all the red people are Irish, which is really weird. So,
when was
but
this book
basically,
series written?
it was recently. But basically, what happens is this guy is he basically works on Mars. He's a miner or whatever. That's what they do. But then then they infiltrate. Basically, like the golds are like these superhuman type people, and it's a class system, and they like you can't have only golds can have babies with golds, and same with reds and stuff.
Caste system.
Yeah, it's a caste system, and like every color did a different thing. Like blues were like or the pilots for the spacecraft and shit like that, and it was a good series. Basically, this red guy infiltrates the golds. He has to do a bunch of surgery to make him look like one and have the physique and shit. And
So what you're saying is this book series you read is a total ripoff of the Hunger Games, but sci-fi.
yeah, kind of. Way better than Hunger Games, though.
You watch your mouth. Those books
It
are
is
wonderful.
I'm telling you, Red Rising. Read it.
Red Rising. I'll read it. I read words. They help me spell better. So
I do it on the
like
audio.
a dummy.
It's all audiobooks for me anymore.
I can't. I like audiobooks, but I cannot read on my phone, iPad. If I'm going to read a book, I have to buy the book and I read it.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I just don't like reading on. I like the whole page turning and.
I do.
Because I like being outside. So,
Yeah.
I'm already a weirdo. You know what's a good show that's probably more accurate to what our future leads to is The Expanse.
Oh, that is a good show. I haven't seen the last season though. I don't think I've seen it since past season 3 or 4.
They got picked up by Prime.
I know that.
Amazon now.
I might rewatch that because it's been a while since I think I stopped. Like I don't know what. I know it got canceled like last year. Was that season 6?
Did it get canceled?
Yeah.
Bullshit. I would say that's
didn't.
probably the near future as far as space travel go. That's probably the most accurate.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, if we set up a colony on Mars and they become self-sufficient, it's going to be Mars versus Earth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just because I can't see us like you would think that we would transcend such shit, but I guarantee you we'll be at war with Mars. Mark the day, people. At some point, we will be at war with Mars. Or maybe we'll be Martian robots and we'll be at war with Earth.
Ooh.
Probably not. They're not going to take us.
I'd go to Mars.
I wouldn't hire you to scrub my shitter. You got to have a PhD in astrology just to be a shitter cleaner. Because if you notice, everybody that's in Star Trek are fucking geniuses.
Yeah. Like there's never just... You ever see a janitor?
No, they have robots for that.
Do they in Star Trek?
I don't know. I'm assuming they do.
Star Wars, they have robots everywhere doing their shit.
But, yeah, because they enslave robots, and that's why at some point, if you played out Star Wars long, you know why Star Wars was a long, long time ago and they're not around anymore?
You think the fucking robots? You think the robots fucking?
Yep.
Uprising.
100%. That's why Star Wars isn't around anymore because they went the way of the Kalon and the Kalons won.
Yeah, I want to see a Star Wars film that says yesterday. Like, what? In a galaxy far, far away. It's just everything's dead. That's the movie.
You know that one planet that they say is... I don't know if they say... I've heard it 2 different ways. I heard that the asteroid belt is a planet that exploded. And I've also heard that people think there's actually another planet in our solar system that we never see because it's in some kind of synchronous orbit with the Earth or some shit.
Are we on the same...
Like to where we'll never see it.
Yeah, but are we on the same distance, like from the sun? But it's just opposite.
It'd have to be.
Eventually, you would see it.
And if that was true,
and
it had water, it would be like another Earth. But if you were at the exact distance, technically, you could be in a synchronous orbit to where you never saw it. because it's always
I don't
on
know.
the
We've
other side
had
of the sun.
enough spacecraft go out to where they'd have to look back and see it.
You'd think so.
Like
Maybe they're the smart ones and we're the planet of the dummies.
it's possibly that could possibly be true. It
Earth
might have been
started because they sent all the rejects here.
What happens if that, like, the spacecraft that landed in Roswell was from the other Earth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, they already had digital technology.
I think that's the coolest shit that we sent something built from Earth that is out in intergalactic space. Like, I think that's just cool as hell.
I think it's really neat that it still works. It was only supposed to last like a year.
Hey, we're talking about something that was built in the 70s.
60s, right? 60s or 70s,
something
right?
like that. But like, I just think it's cool that no matter what, unless it runs into a star, then it won't matter. But like, there's something we built with a disc on it that's going to tell aliens all about us. That was stupid. Left our solar system, is in interstellar space. Like, that is cool. Can't cure cancer. Can't cure male pattern baldness. But damn it, we can build something and send it all the way into interstellar space. Damn it.
Yeah, I think they coordinated it to where I think they showed where like certain like neutron stars were, because then like they did use like 3 neutron stars. Then that's how they like show where we are in the galaxy.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of fixed point to figure out.
Yeah, so at least neutron stars, because they all like rotate at super like fast speeds and stuff. So if they all different speeds and shit. I don't know, it's weird. It was something weird. Like, it was between 3 stars that they showed where we were. I think they're neutron stars, but it's pretty neat.
Well, you had to have 3 points, and then you can figure out all kinds of shit. 3 fixed points.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that you should not have done that, though.
No, it's stupid. You can't tell. You're a fucking idiot if you think we're the only intelligent beings in the entire fucking universe, let alone galaxy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You saw what's Star Trek movie? The one with the one where the Borg go back in time and stuff, and they First Contact, right?
Yes.
So where like there are aliens and they do watch us, but they have to wait till we get.
I think they do,
and they wait till we get to a certain point to actually make themselves known.
Warp drive, buddy.
Yeah,
FTL, faster than light travel.
Yeah. So you think we'll ever get there? You think we'll get there in our lifetime?
No.
No, me neither. You think we'll get to Mars in our lifetime?
I think so. I think there'll be
like a colony, not like just.
We're pretty irresponsible, so I'm not exactly like say our generation. Yeah, I think so. And that wraps up part 2 of the Star Trek versus Star Wars versus the Orville versus Galaxy Quest. Until next week, I'm Josh.
And I'm Kevin.
And this was the Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common Sense!
Common Sense! We'll see you next week, everybody.
Bye!